Hey, great day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, this girl on Instagram the other day, she opened her video, real estate, real estate, real estate, real estate. But another great day. We're in the hospital. Probably got another 10 days until we have the baby. So I'm gonna make another video to help you guys fund your deal. 8 ways to fund your deal. This topic should eliminate your disbelief, okay? Because most people is like, well, I don't have the money saved up. I'm not ready yet. I have bad credit. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. This should really be the steps, not really steps, the ways to help you fund your next deal. Okay, so let's jump right into this. Now, first of all, we need to define what is a deal. Okay, because not just because you see a house listed, you like the house, and you know and it's listed for 100,000, doesn't mean that's really a good deal. So first of all, you need to be able to realize what is a good deal or not. And good deal to me is determined by price, okay? Not repairs, okay? Not location, not if it's brick, not whatever. Every house has a number that makes it a good deal, in my opinion. But yeah, so we can get into, we'll make a separate video about analyzing a deal and what a good deal is. But right now, let's assume you found a great deal provider like myself. You went on to try Discount Homes. You found a property that you like, but you don't know how to get it funded. All right, so let's think about how we can find the money. Okay, first, very easy. We got cash. Okay, so you can pay for this property in cash. Let's say you've been saving up some money, from your job. You've been saving up your tax returns. You inherited some funds. You just have cash in the bank. Congratulations, all right? Congratulations. This is by far one of the best ways to buy your first or your next deal. Just because, number one, I mean, it's really like a bank account. It's really like a bank account because we know that your money's sitting in the accounts, and your checking account is only gonna gain so much in interest when inflation is going up 2 to 3% every year. So technically, you're losing money by having your money in a checkings or savings account. So putting it in real estate where it is consistently appreciating, all right, collecting you rents, or loaned out, making you interest, we know that is a safe investment that's going to put us in front of the inflation percentage, which makes you a smart, savvy real estate investor. So number one is cash. Everybody knows that. All right. I took some time to write this down. So next, we got another traditional way that everybody kind of knows about is a bank loan, right? And there are several different types of loans, but for most of you, you're going to be looking at an FHA loan, right? What makes these things so sweet is because with an FHA loan, you don't need to have perfect, spick and span, super pretty looking credit, okay? To get an FHA loan, all you need is a 580 or above. I want to say it's 580 to 620 is 10% down, and 620 and up is 3.5% down. Now think about that, guys. Okay, think about that. 3.5% down. That's great. It's also an FHA loan, so it's government backed. So most of these are going to be fixed rates. That's phenomenal. That's 3.5% down. So let's just say the house is, most of the houses that I'm buying for rental purposes, are pretty much 50 grand and less. To get an FHA loan, I think it has to be 60 or above. So let's just say it's 60. 3.5% of 60 grand. That's not a lot of funds at all. So that's an awesome strategy. Now I want you guys to look into FHA 203K loans. Okay, what this particular loan is it allows you to be able to purchase a house that needs work. And we all know, because of course you watch me and you watch my videos and you're a smart, savvy real estate investor, that you know whenever the property needs work, you're able to buy it at a discount, which means you have a lot of equity in it. So that way you get a higher ROI, return on your investment. And with these 203K loans, the loan will cover the purchase and will also cover the rehab, which is phenomenal, guys. So look into those. That type of loan will also allow you to be able to purchase, from a foreclosure auction, because a lot of the times people can't, buy at a foreclosure auction because they're because of the type of loan that they're getting. Because most of the time, bank loans want your property to be, A plus, super pretty. Because they want to protect the asset that they want to make sure they're putting their money in an asset that's going to be making them money, and if you decide to default, they'll be able to get their money back easily. But a 203K loan is designed, it is calculated that you have to buy it at a discount to fit the repairs in, and you still have equity. So you guys want to look at those. I promise, super awesome. Take a look, okay? And the good news is, with a lot of these bank loans, there's a bunch of like government programs right now that allows you to, it's like down payment assistance. They'll put the down payment on the back side of it. So feel free to utilize, make sure you utilize those. And honestly, for my guys that have real pretty credit, there's a lot of bank loans right now that'll give you 105% of LTV. So that means what we like, $0 out of pocket. The next way, which is super cool. I just talked about buying properties at a discount, right? So let's say that you are able to, find your primary residence for $120,000. Now we know we don't want to buy rentals for $120 unless it has multiple doors, but let's say you bought your primary residence for $120,000. But on paper is actually worth $180,000, right? So that leaves you a $60,000 spread, right? So once you've purchased a house like this, or you're in an equity position similar to this, you can do something special, okay? A lot of people will go out and they'll refinance their house and do a cash out, take that equity out and use it to do something. But we don't want to do that. We want to get a HELOC, okay? HELOC, a home equity line of credit, okay? And this thing is powerful, okay? Let me tell you about this thing. So a home equity line of credit, number one, it takes your, banks will give you like 70-80% of your equity. So let's say it's 60, right? So they're gonna pretty much give you, about $45,000 on a credit card, okay, on a credit card. And number one benefit is it starts at zero, right? Let's say you were to do a cash out refi, it doesn't start at zero. You're starting your home loan over again. And whether you use the $45,000 today or not, you're paying the interest on it. Crazy. So we're going to start off with a HELOC. We're going to do a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. So you start at zero. So let's say you find a property for 20 grand. Great news. Buy the property for 20 grand. Put 10 grand in it. Great. You've only used 30 grand of it, so you're not going to pay interest on 45. Guess what? We're going to use our tenant to pay down that debt, pay down that debt, pay down that debt, and guess what we can do it again? We can use that equity line again, unlike a traditional loan. Because a traditional loan, you have a 15, 30-year loan term, you pay it off, then you have to reapply. Not with a HELOC, you just turn around and use that bad boy again, okay? This is great. I mean, you guys don't want to, you guys don't want to do a cash out refi, okay? Get a HELOC, okay? Now you do need to have pretty credit for this, right? You need to have a 680 or above to get the best terms. You can have like a 640 and up and be pretty good too. But of course, that just that just plays around with your interest rate and then how much they'll allow percentage of your equity. But this is powerful, a HELOC. Okay. Next up, we got the good old self-directed IRA. So an IRA is pretty much like is a tax shelter, number one, but it's also an account where pretty much Fidelity, Vanguard, whoever your servicer is, will choose all of these different funds, and they determine which of these funds is going to consistently grow, and they use your money to invest in these pools to make your money grow over a period of time, right? But a self-directed IRA is where you actually get to choose where you invest your money, so your money can make a return. So self-directed IRA, not just a traditional IRA, a self-directed IRA, right? So you can use this money in your self-directed IRA literally like a checkbook and buy a property. Okay, so let's say you got a 401k, right? You're not gonna withdraw. You're gonna transfer into a self-directed IRA, no penalties. You're gonna use this checkbook. You're gonna use this checkbook from your IRA, and you're gonna purchase a property. Your rents are gonna go back into your IRA, tax free. Boom, boom, boom. Now, disadvantage, you're not gonna be able to write off depreciation like typical here, but you are gonna get be able to put all of your gains in tax free, and you will be able to buy multiple properties out of your IRA. Okay, so you can do the self-directed IRA. Next, you got the unsecured line of credit. You got the unsecured line of credit. So this is pretty much business funding. Of course, you can use personal cards, but we all know that business credit is better. Why is business credit better? Number one, you can leverage your business. Okay. What does it take to have a business? Get an LLC. In North Carolina, it's $125. You fill out a form, you send in your check, boom, you got yourself a business. Okay. Now, of course, to apply for this, you'll need to personal guarantee it. So you're gonna fill out your credit information on the front side. But once you get your 10, your 20, your 30, your $50,000 on this unsecured card, it's not gonna display on your personal credit, and that is powerful because now debt to income doesn't play a factor, doesn't play a role, right? So let's say I do get unsecured line. How can I use this bad boy? How can I use this bad boy to buy a property? Swan is a credit card, right? They don't take credit cards at the attorney's office. Well, you're right. You will be able to extract cash off of these business credit cards. Okay, you'll be able to extract cash off of these cards, and you'll be able to take them to the closing attorney and buy your property in cash. Technically free and clear, but you'll still have to use your tenant's rents to pay down your debt. And guess what? Just like the HELOC, we can use it again to buy, right? Even when it comes to multifamily, right? Technically, since it's cash, right? Since you can extract the cash off of the card, you can also use it towards down payments on multifamily, right? And that is powerful, right? These bad boys are in your pocket, just like your feeding frenzy friends, right? Your private money friends, just in your pocket, ready to move and go to work anytime you want, without no opinion, right? Get you some business credit, okay? Get you some business credit cards. I actually do some funding for that, so I'll just drop the link below, and if you like, we can help you out. Next, your 401k. I know we mentioned moving your 401k into a self-directed IRA. That is one way. You got money sitting in your 401k. Once again, we're not gonna do a withdrawal because we're not gonna take those penalties. what we're going to do with this 401k is take out a loan from ourselves, right? So our 401k is comprised of our money, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take out a 401k loan from ourselves. We're going to pay ourselves interest to buy a rental property, and the rent from our tenant is going to pay ourselves interest, and it's also going to pay our debt service down. Three-way. That's a three-way home run right there. That's a three-way home run right there. I love it. And once again, this is considered a cash purchase. So once you take that loan out, you purchase the property. You can refi out of it. They call this the BRRRR strategy. So you'll buy it, you'll renovate it, you'll rent it, and then you'll rinse and repeat the process, because you'll be able to refi out of that property. Since it'll technically be free and clear, you can pay your 401k off, and buy another one. You can snowball that effect. Okay, let me give you an example so you can grasp what I'm saying. You have $40,000 in your 401k. You do a $40,000 loan. They're gonna have like I think it's an origination fee. Fidelity, who held mine with Crown, was like $850. So what? And then I paid myself back like 7.9%. That's easy. Okay. So this is how it goes. So you use that $40,000. You buy a property for, let's say you buy a property from us for 25 grand. You put 10 grand in it. Now you're at 35. Right, so technically you own it free and clear. You get a tenant in it that's paying you $850 a month rent. Right, now you go back to the bank and says, hey, I got this property that's free and clear. I want to refi out of it. So what they're gonna do is have you do an appraisal on it, right? And if you're buying at a discount, 30, 40, 50 cents on the dollar, you're buying from Triad Discount Homes, right, or a great deal provider. Then of course you have an equity spread there, right? So they're gonna turn around and give me, 80 to 90% of what it's worth back on a loan. So I put in 35, property's worth 60. They're gonna give me $50,000 back. I'm gonna pay off my 401k loan back to myself, and I'm gonna have extra to go out and shop again. Rinse and repeat. That's the BRRRR. That's the BRRRR method. All right, and the next thing we got is a 1031 exchange. One of my business partners that I partner with, I partner on a bunch of deals that I do. So he had 3 houses down in Texas. He had originally, purchased them for like $100,000. Market goes up. He sold each of them for $250,000. Right now, whenever whenever you're selling property, right, you have the profit, which is technically capital gains. So I mean, you could pay 30, 40, percent taxes on this money. But one great tax shelter is called a 1031 exchange, right? It's pretty much a program where it allows people to put profits from a sale of a business, from a sale of a investment, from the sale of asset into a 1031 and exchange it in a certain amount of time for another investment. So he was able to put this money into a 1031, find another better investment. So he took he took those 3 houses, put it into a 1031, and then turned that into 40 single family homes. Ain't that crazy? Crazy. Took 3 houses, 1031 exchange, what, 40 rental properties. Phenomenal strategy right there. Phenomenal strategy right here. Now I'm gonna talk about the last 2, which are my absolute favorites. And this is everything. This is everybody should. You can 100% do this alone with these last 2. Okay, so if you stayed and watched this whole video, there's no excuses why you can't do a deal. Okay, number 1, we have assignments. Okay, so an assignment is you put a property under contract and you're able to assign your rights to someone else for that contract. You can sell that contract for a fee. So let's say that I reach out to a seller, and for whatever reason the property's in distress, she's in distress financially, and I'm able to get it under contract for 25 grand. I'm able to assign that contract to someone else, maybe someone like Joanna and Chip Gaines, who needs properties to flip to their customers. I'm able to sell it to them for 35 grand, because remember, it's worth 100 grand fixed up, so that's still a good deal, and I'm able to make a 10 grand spread, right? So that's amazing. So it took my knowledge and my time in order to bring about money to fund the deal. Okay, if it didn't blow your mind, that you probably already know that, but that is, you can do a deal. Okay, that is 80% of my business. Okay, now let me give you the other 20%. The other 20% comes from private money. Okay, so you guys know that we're having a baby, so we're in the hospital for the next 2 weeks. Guess what I'm doing in this 2 weeks? Okay, I'm spending my time right here in the hospital networking. Okay, I'm telling everybody that I'm a real estate investor. Everybody, I have deals 30-40% on the dollar. I'm telling everybody that I own several rental properties. I'm telling everybody I've done 100 transactions or more. The way I do my deals is I raise money from individuals like yourselves who work 16 to 18 hours a week and want to find ways to make side money, but you don't have the time, right? I have the time and I have the knowledge. Let's put that together and I'll help you make money. And the way we'll do that is, since I flip houses, you'll give me the money to fund the deal. I'll bring the deal to the table. I'll bring my knowledge to the table. I'll bring my time and experience to the table to help me make a profit, and as well as yourself. Because I pay my private money, that's the last one, private money, 10 to 14% on their money. Okay, listen, think about this. Your checking account brings you less than 1%. Your savings account brings you less than 2%. Okay, your money market account brings you 3%. Your 401k brings you 4%. You bring your money to Swan, I make your money 10 to 14%. Okay, and is invested in real estate, real assets. So you know what? You always have protection. Now we can't take an investment. We can't use private money and put into stocks, because we don't know if that's going to go up or down, right? But one thing about real estate is for sure, especially when you're buying at a discount, because let's say that we buy a $100,000 house for 35 grand. You know what? My private money guy is secured in this real estate, because at the end of the day, he's gonna have a house. He's investing in a house with me, right? I just have the know-how to be able to make more money than him just foreclosing on me. So we're gonna make money every single time. This is a huge, huge strategy that comes with big boy responsibilities, because every time I do a deal with someone, I know that I'm responsible for my partner over my mortgage at home. Okay, but this is my number one strategy. I'm closing on the deal tomorrow, paying my guy 13% on 25 grand over 12 years. That's just phenomenal, and private money isn't some big secret. Okay, you can go ask your mom, your dad, auntie, uncle, right? You can do what I do, and I stay in the hospital and talk to people with money, or go to the O. Henry or the Ritz-Carlton Hotel and find people with money, or you can just go down to your attorney's office and see if he has some money to invest. There's also hard money companies as well. At the end of the day, you can get your deals funded. Okay, you can get your deals funded. All right, we're not talking about on this video, but yes, there is owner and seller financing as well. Okay, my whole purpose for making this video is saying that you can do this business. Okay, I don't want to hear no excuses about credit. I don't want to hear no excuses about not having no money. I don't want to hear no excuses about having time. Because once again, you do not need all three to take action. Okay, knowledge, time, or money. You pick your two that you want to use and put it to work and take action, baby. Cash flow is the name of the game. Sawan is my name. If you have any questions, put them below. Give me a like. I want to know what your questions are about funding deals, okay? I want to know what your questions are so we can help you make money in real estate today. Have a great day, guys.